Swadee Krupp, and welcome to another week of Thailand News Today, coming to you today from the capital and our offices here in Asok. We hope you had a great weekend. We've got a lot of news to report, so let's get started. Myanmar's military has taken control of the country in a political coup, deposing the elected government after reportedly detaining de facto leader and state councillor Aung San Suu Kyi, along with other politicians, early this morning. The military-owned Mayawati TV announced a state of emergency had been declared for 12 months and power transferred to the junta. A news presenter referred to a section in the military-drafted constitution that allows the military to take control during times of national emergency. The coup comes after tensions rose between the civilian government and the military following a disputed election last November. The military said it was stepping in and handing power to the army commander-in-chief because of alleged election fraud and the failure to postpone the election due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Aung San Suu Kyi's ruling National League for Democracy won last November's election in a landslide. She's broadly considered a hero of democracy in Myanmar, certainly by the Burmese. She spent years under house arrest, still struggling for democracy. Her efforts won her the Nobel Peace Prize in 1991, but her reputation has been tarnished of late by her lack of action against the military crackdowns on the country's ethnic Rohingya, considered an ethnic genocide by the UN. Myanmar was ruled by the military for 5 decades until democratic reforms began in 2011. The coup came on the morning the new parliament session was to begin. Suu Kyi's party claimed victory after the general election in November 2020. It won 396 out of 476 seats. The military-backed Union Solidarity and Development Party won only 33 seats. Thailand tourism officials are shooting for a goal of 5 million international arrivals this year. That may sound like a lot, but it's half the original forecast predicted at the start of the year, and a far cry from the roughly 40 million visitors welcomed to Thailand in 2019. The Tourism and Sports Minister says Thailand needs to gain confidence between China, India and Malaysia to make sure tourists feel comfortable visiting Thailand. Tourists from China, India and Malaysia made up 40% of the 39.8 million arrivals in 2019. Meanwhile, the Public Health Ministry is working on a COVID-19 vaccine passport, which would be on a smartphone application or a smart card. The minister says that once the scheme is ready, tourists with the vaccine passport will be able to enter Thailand. With Thailand's mass COVID-19 immunisation plan expected to start within the next month, the Tourism Ministry plans to talk with the PM and the Public Health Minister about including tourism workers in the first round of vaccinations. The first group to be vaccinated are frontline healthcare workers and people over the age of 60 who live in areas classified as the highest risk of infection. 5 police officers have been injured in a bomb explosion in Narathiwat, a predominantly Muslim province bordering Malaysia that's been plagued with violence related to the religious separatist insurgency for 2 decades. Officers were on their way to investigate a fire at a mobile phone tower in the Sisakan district when a bomb planted under the road exploded, injuring 5 officers and damaging their pickup truck. The officers were sent to the Sisakan hospital and are now in a stable condition. The explosive ordnance disposal team investigated the site. They say the bomb was planted under the road and wired to a 25-kilogram liquefied petroleum gas cylinder. Narathiwat police suspected the bomb was triggered using a radio signal. Threats were made to Buddhists and soldiers in the area, and 2 mobile phone towers for True and DTAC were set on fire before the explosion yesterday morning. Stranded foreign tourists, either genuinely stuck in Thailand since April 2020 or stuck here by choice, are able to stay in Thailand until May the 30th, according to an order signed by the Immigration Bureau last week. The order empowers local officers to grant a 60-day visa extension in the time between January the 29th to May the 30th. The order allows for a further 60-day extension for people on a tourist visa beyond January 29, when the previous order expired. Immigration officials have explained the reason for the latest extension is the ongoing pandemic, which has seen many European countries close their borders to non-European Union air traffic. There's also been stricter border controls in the UK, US and Australia in recent weeks. If you need to extend your visa or your visa deadline is approaching or lapsed, visit your local immigration office and check your options. Bangkok's Hua Lompong station is scheduled to stop being the hub for the country's train networks in November this year, when the newer, much larger Bang Sue Grand station comes online near the Chatuchak market, north of the city centre. Hua Lompong station, open for 105 years, will end its role as the city's main rail transport hub. State Railways of Thailand is proposing that the historic Hua Lompong railway station will be used as a train depot and maintenance station. But the State Railway Workers Union won't hear of it and has rejected plans to close train services at Bangkok's main train station. The president of the State Railway Workers Union has sent an official letter to the Transport Minister stating that thousands of commuters will be affected if all train services to Hua Lompong station close this November as planned. And the SRT governor admits some train commuters will be affected, but that the agency has completed a contingency plan to help reduce the impact. Well, a big day in news here in Thailand, certainly from across the border in Myanmar. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest news. You can go to thetiger.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. You're up to date on The Tiger.